The final example of a media assets library that we're going to look at is one dealing with professional sound effects. While you can produce your own sound effects, it may be easier to utilize the services of a Pro Sound Effects library like this one, produced by Pro Sound Effects. This library works very similar to the music library and the clip art library that we've already looked at. I can simply enter in a keyword term in my search field. In this particular case, I'll type in car crash. And we get many different sound effects that line up with that search term because each of these sound effects are tagged. There's over 40,000 sound effects in this library, so this search engine really is access to a huge database of resources and sounds that I can listen to. Well, let's take a listen to some of these. Here's one called Crash, Car Hood, Object Drop. And I'll just cycle through several of these because they're relatively short. So very quickly you can get a sense of how these sound effects sound just by auditioning them within the user interface of the search library. Let's take a listen to a few other types of effects that might come in handy. There's nothing better than a good whoosh when you're looking for a transitional sound effect or a motion sound effect to attach to a video transition or to an animation. Well, here's several different whooshes that have popped up, and we'll take a listen to some of these. These whooshes come in many different varieties. There are lots to choose from. Let's take a listen at one more category of sounds that might be helpful. Footsteps. A search for footsteps produces 988 hits. So again, I might want to be a little bit more specific. So let's try footsteps. Snow. This narrows down my search to 33 hits. We can listen to some footsteps in the snow. So a lot of the sound effects are subtle, but they work well to marry again the moving image to the sounds that are often associated with them as we watch people carry out various actions on screen. Cars blowing up, people walking on concrete, people going through a tunnel, cars weaving in and out of traffic, all produce sounds, and many of those sounds are acquired after the original footage is shot, and they're produced in the studio by sound designers or sound effects designers. Let's take a look at one more category of sound effects just to give you a feel for how this works. I'm going to look for some ambient sounds. In particular, city sounds. By typing in ambience and city, I have 9 hits. And here's some ambience of a city, including traffic sounds. Here's one for New York City, including sirens and people. And one final one. So again, a sound effects library is just another resource that you have access to. This is one of several that you can choose from. And by subscribing to a service like this, again, you're guaranteed that you're going to be legal. Whatever you include in the multimedia project that you're working on that's an acquired sound effect from one of these libraries that you have paid for, then you're also going to receive the licensing necessary for you to legally use it in your multimedia project.